I'm Ashley Babl, the lawn and garden agronomist, as well as the specialty and organic crop field rep. I live and work in Albion, Nebraska, and actively farm my family and have 2 small kids.
Hello, I'm Joe Sisco with Midwest Laboratories. I've been with the company almost 3 years, going into my 4th year soon, and I've been in agronomy since the early 90s, retail and then wholesale, and have been working representing Midwest Laboratories across the central part of the U.S. from Illinois to Colorado and a few other states around. So I'm at MyLab now, and this is my account for the laboratory, and so I'm at my user dashboard, and I'm going to view my report. And there's a version 1, version 2, because we did a little updating on this report because it was actually originally ran through the lab in 2018, and I did some updating on it because of some verbiage on the soil health portion. So version 2 is what we're going to look at. And so there's the PDF that Jim Fashion and Jim Borrelio had just spoken about. And so I'm going to go to the interactive portion here. And Ashley, you're in Northeast Nebraska, a lot of corn and soybeans and alfalfa. So I'm going to close this window here and open this up a little bit. So I'm going to let you help me pick the crops. First crop, let's just go with corn.
Yep.
Second crop, soybeans.
Yes.
And third crop, alfalfa.
Yep, that sounds great.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to go for high grade alfalfa, no grass. So you have a goal for your area, Ashley.
Sounds good.
200? Okay.
Yep. Soybeans, bump it up. Yeah, that looks good. Mm-hmm.
And what's your thought on alfalfa?
I think there sounds pretty good because in Northeast we are kind of sandy yet, so.
So I'm going to hit calculate, and I'll scroll down just a little bit. Forgive me if I get this wrong. I scroll down, I scroll up. It sometimes messes with people. But at the lower side, Jim addressed the phosphate and the potash and the nitrate. On the lower side is our soil fertility recommendations. And so we have corn, soybeans, alfalfa, and then corn, soybeans, alfalfa for both samples. And right off the bat, corn is requiring 200 pounds of nitrogen, 50 pounds of phosphate, 30 pounds of potash. And then soybeans, no nitrogen, but the same 50 pounds of phosphate, 40 pounds of potash. And then alfalfa, no nitrogen, but 85 pounds of phosphate and 80 pounds of potash. So you can see that alfalfa is really taking out some pounds of phosphate and potash. And the same can be said for the second sample ID number 2. The one thing I like to show retailers and their agronomists is the display options, and I like to show crop removals. Because if they're working with a grower and the retailer is trying to sell them on a program that's meeting the needs of this year's crop, building the soil, there's going to be a recommendation, say of 50 pounds, but crop removal is 70. So in that situation, we're drawing down the soil reserve. But in the other side, if it's recommendation like on the On the this alfalfa, it's a little more. The rec is 85 pounds of phosphate and 84 pounds of crop removal. So we're putting a little more phosphate out to build that soil. And the same way with the potash. The rec is 80 and the crop removal is 300. So we're just supplementing. We're making sure we cover that crop's removal, and we're drawing down that soil potassium levels. But those are some things that I like to show retailers, is you can display that crop removal, and that way you can have a discussion of what's taking care of this year's crop and what's building that soil or drawing it down, depending on your soil test levels.
I agree that is a very useful tool. It just really paints a complete picture of what's going on, and everybody is aware that there are nutrients available, but what's being put in, what's being taken out. This just kind of brings it full circle and helps everybody understand a little better.